Our movie begins in a high school in Texas. Mandy Lane walks in, captivating everyone. She meets with her best friend, Emmett, who walks with her back home. Outside, Dylan arrives in a car and compliments her. He then invites Mandy to a pool party at his house, to which she agrees on the condition that her best friend will come with her. At the pool party, Mandy sits by the poolside as she observes everyone deliberately making out and doing drugs. On the other hand, Emmett is racked by insecurities as he stares at his hairy body in the bathroom. That night, Dylan approaches Mandy and insists that she reveals her bathing suit. Emmett strikes him with a water gun to lure him away from Mandy. Embarrassed, Dylan insults and humiliates Emmett at the party until Mandy intervenes. A little while later, Emmett sits on the roof above the pool as he heals from the bruises he got from Dylan. Suddenly, a drunken Dylan joins him. As revenge, Emmett persuades him to jump from the top to the pool to attract Mandy's attention. Determined to be different in Mandy's eyes, Dylan takes the risk and jumps off the roof but hits his head on the concrete. Disappointed, Mandy looks at him and walks out while everyone blames Emmett for Dylan's death. A few months later, Red lights his cigarette and informs his buddies about Mandy, who he describes as untouched, making everyone want her. Red also tells them that he would invite her into his father's isolated cattle ranch in an attempt to get into her pants. He asks his friends, Chloe and Marlon, to persuade Mandy to join them. His other friends, Bird and Jake, hope that she will come and even bets on who gets lucky with her first. Meanwhile, as Mandy runs on the track, Emmett pursues her. However, Mandy has ended their friendship since the accident at the pool party. She then befriended many of Dylan's popular friends, including Chloe and Marlon. In a locker room, Chloe reminds Mandy about Red's weekend party at his ranch, which Mandy reluctantly accepts. Chloe immediately informs her friends that Mandy is coming, exciting the men. That night, Mandy asks permission from her aunt, Jo, with the help of her cousin, Jen. After some push, Jo allows her to go, trusting Mandy's discipline and maturity. Mandy heads into her room and immediately packs her things. As she changes her clothes, someone stalks her from a distance. The weekend arrives, and the group is on their way to the ranch house. They ride in 2 cars, where Jake drives with Red and Marlon while Chloe drives with Bird and Mandy. Given the long drive, they have occasional stopovers where they smoke pot. Even though Mandy doesn't participate in their vices, she seems to have fun with her new friends. At a gas station, the group plots to steal a keg of beer from a man. As Jake distracts him by pretending to be lost, Bird and Red carry the barrel into their truck. The lovely girls then walk in with Marlon pulling her shirt up, making the man stare longer at her. As soon as everything is settled, Mandy grabs the car keys and drives away. Later on, Marlon naughtily grabs Jake at the back seat and touches him. However, as she does this, Jake stares at Mandy through the rearview mirror. Mandy notices him and uncomfortably adjusts the mirror. A few kilometers away, Chloe decides to leave her car to avoid getting mud on it. She joins Red's car while Mandy chooses to walk with Bird accompanying her. As they walk, Bird talks about how different he is from his other friends. He tells her that he respects women but soon asks Mandy if he could hold her hand. Mandy gently takes it and walks, but Bird tries to steal a kiss as well. Mandy avoids his advances. A truck arrives, driven by Garth, the ranch's caretaker who Red sent to fetch them. Finally, Mandy and Bird arrive at Red's farmhouse. While everyone immediately soaks into the lake, Mandy opts to jog first. As she runs, Mandy notices a trace of what looks to be blood on a trail. Soon, she joins her friends on the lake. As Mandy removes her clothes, the boys admire her body. Mandy dives into the lake, and the guys start to become playful with the girls. Unbeknownst to them, there's a snake nearby. When the snake is about to attack Mandy, Garth shoots it, making everyone leave the lake. That night, the group plays Truth or Dare while drinking. Marlon dares Mandy to get Garth to join them, which Mandy accepts. Outside, Mandy asks Garth to join them, but he refuses since he must look after them. When Mandy comes back, Jake is offended by a joke and storms off to a nearby cattle barn. Marlon follows and goes down on him. A silhouette appears in the distance, watching them. As Jake finishes, Marlon expects her turn, but Jake declines and leaves her alone. Frightened, Marlon waits for Jake to come back for her. Instead, someone knocks her out with a shotgun. The assailant then places the gun on her mouth and swings it back and forth until her mouth bleeds. He then pushes it hard, cracking her jaw open. Back at home, Chloe heads to the bathroom while Mandy is left alone with the men, who refuse to leave her alone in an attempt to get lucky with her. Suddenly, the lights turn off and Chloe asks for help. Bird then heads outside to check the generator while Red helps Chloe. A little while later, Mandy excuses herself from Jake to get candles. As she prepares, Jake makes his moves on Mandy. He reveals that he intentionally switched off the power so he could be alone with her. Mandy is surprised and disappointed, ordering him to fix the electricity. Frustrated, Jake complains about how Mandy acts like she knows everything and even questions why she joins when all she does is avoid them. Mandy walks out in response. Meanwhile, Bird fails to start the generator. Garth appears and informs him that the generator doesn't have anything to do with the blackout. He also advises him to return before losing his girlfriend, assuming that Bird and Mandy are in a relationship. Bird immediately heads back to the house as he realizes that Jake and Red might have set him up to get with Mandy first. On the other hand, Red comforts Chloe as she rants about her insecurities. Suddenly, the electricity comes back. Still, Jake convinces the girls to sleep with him. When no one accepts, he grabs Red's shotgun and drives the pickup vehicle to find Marlin. After the long, reckless drive, Jake finally locates her, sitting beside the lake. When he gets a closer look, he notices her damaged face. The distraction allows the assailant to push Jake into the lake. Jake sinks into the water to hide as the killer aims the gun at him. However, as soon as he surfaces to breathe, the killer shoots him in the head. The hooded killer then drags him off the lake as he sinks, then quickly finishes Marlin with a heavy strike on her neck. At the house, the group hears the gunshots but assumes Jake is playing around with the gun. Concerned, Garth warns them to stay away from guns or else he will call Red's parents. Later that night, the hooded man appears to be Emmett. He carries a journal full of Mandy's photos and dedications for her. After Dylan's death, Emmett's life became miserable. He was constantly bullied. Everyone avoided him and made fun of him. Worst of all, he lost his best friend, Mandy Lane. This triggered his obsession with Mandy. Meanwhile, as the group hang out on the porch, Emmett drives Red's pickup and fires a flare gun at them. Bird pursues him, assuming he's Jake pulling a prank on them. However, Bird recognizes Emmett and beats him when Emmett tries to aim a gun at him. While being hit, Emmett asks Bird questions about Mandy. As Bird realizes Emmett's obsessions, he demands where Marlin and Jake are. Emmett uses the distraction to grab a knife he hid under the truck and slash Bird's eyes. He soon stabs him to death. On the other hand, intoxicated and stoned, the rest of the group falls asleep with Garth. The following morning, Emmett sneaks into the house while Garth is upstairs. He approaches the sleeping Mandy and caresses her hair, leaving bloody marks on her hair from his hand. Later on, Mandy wakes up and finds the note on the refrigerator that reads "Wake up." Frightened, they decide to leave the house. When Garth opens the door, Emmett shoots him. Red and Chloe escape through the back door while Mandy tends to Garth. As Red and Chloe run away, they come across Jake and Marlin's bloody dead bodies, causing Chloe to scream in terror. When Chloe is about to give up, Red encourages her to get up. A little while later, Red and Chloe finally reach Chloe's abandoned car. Red scans the view and finds no one following them. Believing they're finally safe, Red proceeds to kiss Chloe to confess his feelings for her. As they kiss, a bullet hits Red. Chloe tries to get him up, but Emmett approaches right before she can get her keys from Red's pocket. Meanwhile, Garth orders Mandy to get his car's key to his cabin and escape. Mandy goes to retrieve the key along with the knife that Emmett used to kill Bird. On her way to the house, Chloe hides behind a stack of hay. As she calms herself, she finds Bird, eyeless and dead, beside the grass. She then hears a roaring car approaching her, leaving her no choice but to run for her life. Finally, Mandy steps outside and perceives Chloe being pursued by the car. Mandy stands while holding the knife as if ready to attack. Mandy urges Chloe to run faster to her. When Chloe reaches her, Mandy hugs her and comforts her with the knife into Chloe's stomach. Chloe is stunned by this and collapses. Mandy shakes the blood from her hands and greets Emmett, asking what took him so long. While Chloe bleeds out, Emmett and Mandy contemplate their pact to die together after killing everyone as planned. When they're about to take the pills that would fulfill their goal, Mandy kisses him, giving him what she thinks he wants before throwing the pills away. Mandy then screams for help, opting for Garth to shoot Emmett on the shoulder. Enraged, Emmett quickly runs into him and stabs him. Mandy pushes Emmett away from Garth, then runs. Emmett follows Mandy into the fields, where they tumble into a pit filled with muddy, decaying animals. Emmett tries to convince her to stick to their plan, but Mandy refuses. Mandy grabs a piece of wood to protect herself from Emmett's machete. She hits Emmett multiple times until he dies. A little while later, the muddy and bloody Mandy returns to Garth while holding a knife. However, instead of killing him, Mandy stabs the knife beside him and carries him into the truck. Garth expresses gratitude to Mandy for saving him as the two drive away, presuming that she was only a victim. Mandy smiles at him, remembering when she observed her future victims on the railroad tracks on their way to the fateful ranch. Mandy and Emmett had reason to despise the circle of friends. While Emmett was bullied, Mandy was constantly pursued, and her so-called female friends encouraged the men's advances towards her. Emmett was madly in love with Mandy but pursued her in a different way. He and Mandy made arrangements to die together after fulfilling their revenge. His book detailing his love for her would be his legacy, while Mandy would die with her reputation intact. However, Mandy had other plans. Emmett was only a pawn in her greater scheme. In the end, she made it appear as if Emmett murdered the bunch in a jealous rage. Therefore, she spared Garth, who would confirm her narrative to the cops on how all the boys love Mandy Lane. Subscribe to watch more videos like this, turn on notifications, and leave a like to help the channel out. Thank you for watching.